everybody. So today we are doing a special collaboration with my friend Larry at LCScreenTalk. And we've done this the last like 2 or 3 years where we talked about movies that we disagree with from Rotten Tomatoes. But I feel like I can't really do that because I am on Rotten Tomatoes. It feels a little too cheeky of me to say something like that. So I'm just going to say these are the movies that I had unpopular opinions on this year so far, and some of them that I liked better than a lot of other people, and some that I didn't like as much as other people. And that's, I think, how you tell a good critic, in my opinion. If you have a critic that always agrees with the popular take on things, and then you should be pretty suspect of them, in my opinion. But then if you also have a critic who's just always a contrarian about everything, then I would be very suspect of them as well. And I'm not going to talk too much about all of these, but I have reviews that you can read or watch, and so check that out to find out more. So here are the ones that I liked better than most critics so far this year. We'll start with Men in Black International. I thought it was fun. I thought it was charming. I thought the banter between Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson was enjoyable, and I liked Kumail Nanjiani's little alien character. I thought he was enjoyable. I mean, maybe part of it was my expectations were not very high because I really don't like any of the Men in Black sequels, and they're all really bad. And so I don't know. I thought this was like clipped long enough, and I liked Emma Thompson. Liam Neeson's character is so predictable. I mean, it's so obvious everything that's going to happen. You call it from the minute that you see things, and so I don't know. I was genuinely surprised that people didn't have more fun with this one, that people were so hard on it. I thought Rebecca Ferguson's character was pretty funny. So I enjoyed it. I can see, I guess, why other people, it's not the most original movie in the world, and I can see why other people didn't love it, but I enjoyed it. So it's at 22% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm definitely in the minority when it comes to that one. Then also, my next one is Breakthrough. This is a faith-based film, but I thought it handled itself really well. I like faith-based films that are just about one particular person, one particular family. They're not trying to be a ministry tool to get people to convert people. This was just trying to tell the Christy Metz character's story, and her son, obviously. And there are definitely some over-the-top moments, but I thought they allowed her character to actually be pretty flawed, and then the script called her out on being flawed, and so she's not just this paragon of virtue. And I thought all the supporting cast was really good. I thought Topher Grace was really good. I liked Josh Lucas was good. So I thought it was well acted. I thought that it was moving, and it's a true life story, and so I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It's a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's actually pretty high for a faith-based film, so it's just barely rotten. So there you go. Anyway, next I have Dumbo that I enjoyed. I have to say I saw Dumbo just on the day that I got the death threat, and so I was just like needing something kind of comforting and sweet, and so the parts of Dumbo that really worked for me were the baby mime parts and just the sweet, adorable little elephant, and so all of that really worked for me. And I thought there was something kind of subversive and weird about the whole plot line of this giant circus buying this smaller circus, and people getting laid off and stuff, when Disney's just bought Fox, so that was sort of weird. But I don't know, I thought it was different enough and weird enough, and that it was watchable. I enjoyed it. It's probably my favorite of the 3 remakes this year, but I can understand why other people didn't really like it. It definitely makes some weird choices, and the second half of the movie is like Michael Keaton character. He's not great, and it's a Tim Burton movie, and they haven't been great for a long time. So what are you gonna do? But I overall enjoyed it. Then Secret Life of Pets 2. And this is like 3 little vignettes all sort of tied together into a message about overcoming fears. And I, for the most part, thought two of the stories really worked. I particularly like Gidget and Chloe; they're my favorite. And so their story where Gidget is learning how to be a cat, I thought was really funny and cute. I liked, for the most part, I liked the plot with Max and Rooster and him learning to be, overcome his fears. I thought it was cute. The part with the circus with the tiger, that and the snowball, that part wasn't as good. That part didn't really work, but I actually really liked the score, Alexander Desplat, and I thought the animation was fine. And so overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was cute. So it's at 59% on Rotten Tomatoes, so right on the edge there as well. So I'm not sure if I said Dumbo's 46% on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, next I have 5 Feet Apart, and I thought for what this was trying to do in telling this teenage love story, we've seen this done so poorly, but I thought that both the two leads were really strong. I thought they had good chemistry. I thought that there were definitely moments that were pretty devastating, particularly what happens to her friend. I felt like they got like little details right, which sometimes that you don't see in these kind of movies, about the treatment of the muscular dystrophy in them. And the ending, it kind of goes off the rails. It's really ridiculous with kind of what happens, but I think the leads and the chemistry and the things were strong enough that I enjoyed it. It's at 55% on Rotten Tomatoes, so just barely rotten. So about half and half. Then last one is Ugly Dolls. This one hardly anybody liked but me, but I thought it was cute. I thought it had a nice message. I thought that the animation was bright and colorful. There's some texture to them. I liked the songs. They were all sung by competent people, like Kelly Clarkson. And I don't know, I just overall thought it was cute. So I can understand why other people didn't like it, but a lot of it I think comes down to taste in music, and so yeah, the villain was kind of awful, and so, but yeah, it's at 28% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I'm one of the 28, so it's pretty exciting. So other movies that other people were really high on that I wasn't as high on, let's get going. Okay, first I have Missing Link. I just didn't like the animation. I thought that Leica kind of lost themselves in trying to make an Aardman movie, and I didn't think it was funny. I didn't like the character designs with the triangle nose and the pig face. I just felt it just wasn't pleasant, I didn't think, and it just wasn't funny enough. And yeah, the animation's incredible, but the story, there's so many spots I was like, what are we doing? Like, why are we at this Yeti village? Like, it's not funny, it's not interesting, it's not, like, what is going on? And I just thought it was a big miss. I was frustrated with almost every single choice that they made in the movies, which is really disappointing because I love Leica and I love stop motion. So it's a bit of a bummer with Missing Link. That's at 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. Then next I have Spider-Man Far From Home. So I was really excited for this, and it's not an awful movie. I didn't hate it, but I couldn't go fresh on it because I just felt like it was so predictable. I felt like the villain's plan was so convoluted. The number of things that would have had to fall into place to make that whole plan work was so just ridiculous. And so I don't know, and just the whole, like, we're gathering back people from Tony's life, and that was annoying to me. I didn't like that. And I don't know, I just didn't think it was successful in what it was trying to do. I thought the stuff with the kids and the stuff between Tom Holland and Zendaya was great, but all the villain stuff was not for me. I didn't care for it. I know I'm in the vast minority at 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I definitely think it's lower tier Marvel in my opinion, but oh well. Then next we have The Souvenir. This is an indie film that got huge buzz, like out of Cannes and stuff, and people love it, and it's about this like toxic relationship. But my problem with it is that's all it is. It's just this couple being toxic towards each other over and over and over and over. There's like no story here, and you don't really like either of these characters. You're not invested. I just found it really unpleasant and not interesting, and just boring. It just was not for me. It is beautifully made. The cinematography is incredible, but they're like making a sequel, and I don't know what I missed, because I did not think it was I did not think it was successful in what it was trying to do. Next one is The Last Black Man in San Francisco. This I saw at Sundance, and it has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm definitely in the minority of that, but I felt like it was really shouty with almost no story. They had like a basic premise of this guy trying to save his, being a squatter on this house and trying to save it in his family. But that was really it. There wasn't enough sort of story for over 2-hour movie, I thought, and I just grew weary of it. I felt like it just kind of pounded the same points over and over and over and over again. And I don't know. It has some interesting things about it. It has it's well shot. The music is really good. Some different stuff I liked, but I don't know. I didn't connect with it, but obviously other people are, so that's great for them. And then next I have Shazam. I'm not going to talk about that a lot. I just felt like it was tonally all over the place. It was trying to be like 15 different movies all at once. I do like Zachary Levi's performance. I think he's super charming, but I didn't feel any sort of connection between younger Billy and the Shazam Billy. I thought it didn't, I don't know, it didn't feel like the same person to me. And I don't know, I just didn't think it was successful in doing what it was trying to do. I'm in the minority, that's fine. 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. Next is the documentary called Halston. This is another one that I saw at Sundance. And this movie has lots of really good interviews about the designer Halston. But the problem is that it set it up as this murder, like kind of murder mystery. Had this weird narration. And this woman like looking through files and stuff, and you're waiting for this like big explosive thing that like she found about Halston or something, but it was just like a standard biography. Like there was no big reveal. It was so weird, and I thought that was so distracting and really poorly done, and so I didn't enjoy it. But it's a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. So. Next is Wine Country. I can't believe this has a 67%. I thought it was awful. I didn't think it was funny at all. I just thought every joke just felt so forced. And so many of the jokes were like, ooh, look, we're women, so that makes it funny. And that's very annoying to me. I don't like that. I just thought it wasted all of these funny people in things that weren't funny to me. But humor's super subjective. But it's definitely one of my least favorites of the whole year, but 67% on Rotten Tomatoes, so go figure. And then last would be Yesterday, and that's at 63% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I just didn't really connect with the lead character. I felt like he was kind of unlikable, and I don't know, I just didn't respond to him as a character, and I felt like just the way that he treated the Lily James character was just kind of rude, and it was hard for me to root for him when he's telling everybody this lie, and he just, I don't know, so it ended up just feeling like, oh, I'm just watching a bunch of Beatles karaoke. So it wasn't for me, but it's at 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. There you go. So there's all of the ones that I had unpopular opinions for this year. And so let me know what you think. Are you outraged? You probably will be. But go check out Larry's video and see, he probably has some reverse on some of these ones that he thinks should have been, that he thinks were too high, too low, that I liked or didn't like. So that will be fun to see the contrast in our different videos. But he's great, so definitely make sure to check out his channel. And thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel. Consider becoming a patron. We have lots of great discussion in our Facebook group. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.